So I have to apologize every time I get a phone call, it interrupts the video. So we're coming back here now again, moving towards the south end of the property, which I'm not in line with. It's going to border the hedge line and that house that's on the right. You can see the amount of state land. They've done nothing with the state land for this little house. I think it's on 11,000 square feet, sold for 2.9 million. 2.9 for that. And now you're looking across the frontage of the subject 2 lots that are available and down the beach. People go to the developed beaches, which are south of here about 4 or 5 minutes. This is the typical density here. So the lifestyle, the quality of life is very, very special. You know, you see the occasional person. The depth of the water here, out a good 100 yards, 150 yards, is neck deep. Great place for stand-up paddling, one-person kayaking, sometimes kiteboarding or windsurfing. But this is your experience here on the beach. So rather pastoral, and yet literally less than 2 minutes to 3 or so shopping centers. So a lot of conveniences and amenities within walking distance, let alone biking and driving. So here's the property here now where we are coming up on the state land. I'm walking up the sand dune, and you can see what's been done out to their front boundary here. Here's another one where they've put the fence. That's their further oceanside, ocean-most boundary, ocean furthest boundary. That's one of the ones I showed you that sold for about 3.1 million, that had the little hill, smaller house, 1,700 square feet. Now, here in front of me is the Altman properties, 2 of them side by side. So again, get this perspective. We're on state land out in front. You can see the subject property, the rough area, undeveloped area in the distance. We're sitting up nice and high here. Got a dune restoration project going, which is good, but as much as people might think I'm on private property, I'm not. So here we go. This is subject property coming furthest to the end of those walls there where the chairs are stacked. The home, paid a little over 6.5 million for that, maybe 6, 7, 8 years ago, 9 years ago, and then came in and bought the lot next door for 4 million. At the time, I thought that would have been valued at 3.6, 3.5. And then they built this home here after spending 4 million on the lot. So again, most importantly to identify that the land here, out to here, is state land. There has been some erosion. It's got a long way to go, but it is an unprotected front here. Interesting where the subject property is, looking all the way down. There's no erosion. In fact, there's an accretion, a buildup of sand dune, and there's a rock groin further down, where you just see people with a red cooler or something. So it's very interesting that this is the way that oceanfront is. But this beach historically comes and goes, more or less, depending on the season, the wind, and the weather. There's a pretty good shelf. You can see the bottom of it where it goes into the water. There's hardening of the shoreline all the way south. Where I am, I have a sea rock wall. It's permitted. Some aren't, some are. But probably the most important thing to note here is just the quietness here and the naturalness of the beach, and then also that where I walked up the hill to this first house on the right there, the orangish colored one. They had no erosion. They just had a buildup of soft sand, climbed up a sand dune. So, but most also important is again to note what is allowed on state land at the end of your property, which is, these are built out to the end of the state land here. Or I'm sorry, the end of the personal, privately owned parcel. And then from there forward, they have grassed in and dealt with improving the state land, irrigating it, and maintaining it. So that's it.